That was me before I started running. Yesterday's run was like close to 100% humidity, and today's is 90% humidity. All that being said, I typically sweat a lot when I run to begin with. And yesterday, it looked like I had jumped into like a river or something when I got home. And I'm expecting today to be pretty much the same thing. The worst part about all of that is my shoes like get soaked. So like every time I take a step, it just sounds like when your shoes are soaked, like the squishy noise. Weight is something that I've always struggled with, and when I was a kid, I was really fat. Because of that, I was really uncomfortable with who I was and what I looked like, and the comfort for me to like make me feel better was food. I don't know if it's the way I was brought up, or I really don't know how food became a comfort thing, but I found that I was always just unhappy, and it was largely because of the way that I saw myself in the mirror. Around my junior year of high school, one day I woke up and I decided that I wanted to stop going down the path that I was going down, and I wanted to make a change, and that was really fueled by just wanting to be like more self-confident, more comfortable, and I just wanted to feel better. But the first step in that was to replace my current comfort, which was food, with something else. But I had no idea what that could have possibly been. I've been having issues with my shoes getting really wet because it's been really, really humid, and I sweat a lot. It's $25 on Amazon. The real reason I am using this thing is because I was using Savannah's hair dryer, and she told me I wasn't allowed to use it anymore. So the way that I've always made big decisions in my life up until this point has been very the actual decision has been very abrupt and very off the cuff. Like I'll spend time thinking about it, and I'll spend a lot of time trying to figure out what I actually want to do. But once I decide or commit to doing something, then it's like like something in my brain just switches, and I'm just all in. It was like that when I proposed to Savannah, and it was like that when I decided to start losing weight. I can remember the morning that I got up and I decided that I was tired of being like, I was just tired of like the way I was living. The potholes in Tennessee are just, all that being said, I remember the morning where something just clicked, and I went for my first run ever. And granted, it was slow and it was miserable, and I felt like I was gonna like die. But that started something that would forever change the trajectory of my life, and I think in a positive way. So Savannah got hired to shoot an engagement thing or a proposal thing, and we're going to the location, basically the location scout, to see where would be a good spot for her to set up and just like get all the details taken care of. And Savannah like asked me to go, and in my mind I thought that it was going to be like a 30-minute drive, because most of our shoots are 30 minutes around the Nashville area. But we have an hour and 10-minute drive. Normally for those, I try to take my laptop, but it is a place that I actually haven't been around here, so I am excited for that. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, after the first run, I really didn't enjoy anything about it, besides the fact that I got a little bit more exercise and it made me feel a little bit better. But it over time, I slowly started to understand all the other benefits that come from running besides getting exercise and everything else. Like the mental aspect, or being able to just think, or the thing that I really love about running is just the exploration part of it, like especially when you run in a place that you've never been. And because of that, over time, I slowly started to realize that when I was stressed or when I was just having a bad day or something else, instead of reaching for food, I would slowly start to want to go for a run. Now, that doesn't mean that that like it just replaced the food eating thing altogether. I still like deal with that sometimes today, and I think I don't think I'm alone in that, but it gave me another option to do instead of going to reach for the food. But even days like today, when it's super hot outside, it doesn't like I don't enjoy the run 100% of the time. There are times where it's a struggle to get out there, but I've done it enough and long enough to know the benefits after the fact and during that it's enough to get me out the door and to start doing it. But again, that's all learned from like doing it over time, and the hardest part was to initially start doing that right from the beginning, because it's all new and everything's going to be sore, and you don't know really what to expect. Also, this is the area that he's gonna propose. He just left, and now we're driving an hour back to the city. I actually think Savannah's buying a new film camera off of Marketplace today, I think. So we made a slight detour between Savannah picking up her film camera because, well, it was actually not really a detour. We kind of needed to do it. The camera Savannah's buying needs this specific battery. So we went to our local camera shop, and while we were there, I decided to look, and I found this guy right here. The DJI mic. It's basically a hot shoe adapter for the microphone setup that I had. And to not get, without getting too technical, because I'll probably make a video about this, this allows me to have digital audio and 16-bit audio, which, put simply, it's just a lot better quality audio. Just in case something does happen, you can still, it's a lot easier to work with in post. It's kind of like using log instead of just shooting with like a baked in profile with a camera, if you know anything about that. But I'm really excited. It was only $35 too. They were trying, so some people trying to sell these online for like $50 or $60. Yeah, it was the last one. Also, we just spent like an hour and a half driving in the car, to go like 30 miles. Do you see that right there? That's what it looked like the summer before I lost the weight. But anyway, I think to wrap this video up, what are the takeaways for like you? What's something that I learned, or what's the value that I learned from this whole experience of like learning how to exercise, learning how to run? When you want something in life, you have to work for it and you have to earn it. And exercising is the same thing. If you want to feel better, if you want to have more energy, if you want to have less stress, then for me at least, I know that like I need to go for a run. I need to go exercise to get that stuff out of my system. And it takes discipline, it takes dedication, and it's not always fun, but you have to kind of look beyond that. And for me, once I started thinking that way, that's when it became easier to reach for that instead of reaching for like something sugary or something else. Because I also know like if I reach for the instant gratification or that sugary whatever, afterwards I'm not going to feel good. And it's funny because exercise is the exact opposite. I'm not going to feel great doing it a lot of the time, sometimes maybe, but afterwards I'm always going to be glad that I did it, and I'm going to feel better. And I know this channel isn't really, this channel is more focused on like videography and stuff like that. I was just thinking about that on my run today, and I think it can apply to videos and stuff too. A lot of times it's not fun and it's not exciting starting something new, or maybe if you want to start doing photo or video for work, for like money, you have to a lot of times you have to start small, and that's not always fun, and that's not always very encouraging. But I think if you can look like to the future, or like have future goals that you want to achieve, it makes the mundane, not glamorous types of work a little bit better. Look at this one more time. That was me before I started running.